Hey everyone, welcome to the November astrology and cards for your sign reading. So the first part of the reading, as you know if you follow me, is all about the astrology for the month of November, and then the second part with timestamps is for your signs element, which is all below. Before I get to the reading, as always, I just want to mention, if you'd like to book a personal reading, the link to my website is below, readingswithsusan.net. You can book a reading there, whether it's an astrology reading, a psychic reading, mediumship reading, or a mixed reading with all the different things. And if you'd like to join me on Patreon, of course, that's the other thing I like to mention, is come join me on Patreon, where I add extra content. So excuse my voice, I've actually been sick for the last, since Saturday night, I've been sick, but yesterday I started turning a corner and today I'm feeling better. I would not film this reading if I didn't have the energy, if I didn't feel like I could. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot better to be able to do this, because I literally spent 1.5 days pretty much in bed, which was good. I needed that. And yeah, sometimes I think you just hit a wall, and there's definitely been something going around, some kind of cold flu thing, but it wasn't too bad. So anyway, here I am, and I did post like a little thing on Instagram for those like that do watch or that are interested, if you did want me to post this. And a few of you I saw already, I posted it just 30 minutes ago, said yep, they wanted to watch it. So I thought, you know what, even if a few people are watching, I'll do it for those few people watching. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. So the month of November is a pretty intense month. There is a lot going on. We already had on November 1st, and obviously this is late, so yeah, my bad, new moon in Scorpio at 9 degrees. So that would have been important for anyone that had anything around 9 degrees of Scorpio in particular in your chart. Some kind of epiphany or realization, or some kind of change in your life, or some kind of new beginning. The new moons are always new beginnings, new start energy. So you may have started something new if you had anything around that degree around November 1st. And Scorpio, you know, energy, it's all that intense kind of deep feeling, and also ambition and goals, and you know, depends where it is in your chart. So but that's already happened. So moving on from that, November 2nd, we had Jupiter sextile Chiron, which is some kind of healing energy. From November 2nd, also Mercury went into Sagittarius, so now we're in Mercury in Sagittarius. So there's actually, right now as I'm filming this, quite a bit of fire energy in the sky, even though we're still in Scorpio season, co-ruled by Mars. So Scorpio has that fiery side to it, right? Even though its modern ruler is Pluto, Scorpio is traditional ruler is Mars, which is a fire energy, fiery planet. So yeah, there's a lot of fire right now in the sky, which is probably giving me the energy to do this reading. So from November 2nd, with Mercury and Sag for a few weeks, actually a bit longer, because Mercury is going to go retrograde on the 25th of November at the end of this month. So with Mercury and Sag, people are wanting to express what's on the top of their mind, and no filter kind of energy, like just saying what they want to say and saying it, you know, boldly. And in a way it's good, because with Mercury and Sagittarius, we want to lighten up mentally. We don't want to be too serious, even though it is Scorpio season, so there is that energy. But Mercury in Sagittarius wants to get through things quickly, without too many obstacles, without too much stress about it. And it also can have our mind on far distant things, or things that are a bit out of reach, our vision, future goals, overseas travel, plans for the future, certain future goals that you may have that, you know, you're kind of dreaming about. But it's also philosophical, spiritual perspective, bigger picture energy. So the mind is kind of naturally, you know, gearing up in that way. And there could be a lot of debates at this time between people, or debates actually. Well, in America, obviously, there's been a lot of debates going on leading up to election, which that's tomorrow in the USA. Interesting times we're in. So Mercury in Sagittarius can relate to political things as well. And whatever happens with the this is just like from my perspective, from a spiritual perspective, of what my guides have actually indicated to me, is whatever happens, whatever side you're on in terms of, you know, for the US election, and I'm in Australia, it does have an impact in terms of, in some way, obviously, you know, America and Australia and the UK are allies and things like that on a political level. But whatever happens, whoever wins, it actually, I was shown, there's an actual series of destined events that are meant to happen, that are meant to be catalyst for big changes. So, you know, people get very attached to this idea of this person has to win, this person has to win, but there is something bigger going on that involves huge changes across society. And, you know, if you haven't watched my video that I've done on my main channel, Starlight Oracle, about 2025 year ahead video with the astrology predictions, watch it, because there's a lot coming in next year that's so very different. 5 planets changing signs. It's huge. It's very rare that so many outer planets change in 1 year. And 2 planets going to beginning sign of Aries, like the first sign of the zodiac. It's very powerful. So anyway, go to that video. I'll try to link it below as well. And also watch, if you can, if you're interested in the energetic forecast of what's coming in, Uranus in Gemini, I'd watch that as well. But anyway, I was shown, like, whatever happens with the American election, there's a destiny at play that has to play out. That is, there's meant to be like a catalyst of big changes, that a big shake up of, you know, what has been, and the world is really changing. And it's interesting because, anyway, we'll see what happens, but people might be, you know, like, thinking something's a good result and happy with it, but they don't realize actually what's going to happen. Or some people might be like, oh, that's not what I wanted, but then it's actually the reverse of that. If that makes any sense, it probably doesn't. But either way, my guides are telling me that it is meant to be however it pans out, and that there's a higher destiny at play here. So just keep that in mind if your person that you want to win doesn't win. All right, so moving on, Juno moves into Scorpio on November 3rd. So that was a couple of days ago. What are we up to even today? I don't even know. It's the 5th today here in Australia, so it's the 4th in the US and the 4th in the UK. With Juno moving into Scorpio, we're thinking and feeling more deeply about anything related to love and relationships. We're feeling more deeply around that. We're feeling more called to deep connections, soul connections, people that we feel more of, like, moved on a soul level with soul tribe. It's like you may not feel like wasting time talking to people that you just don't really feel there's a deep connection there with at this time. So you might be just reserving your energy for those closest to you. Potentially that's how it could pan out, but some people may be really thinking of soul connections, or people that, you know, they have a deep love for, or deep soul resonance for. Things of that nature could be stirring up. From November 3rd, Mars went into Leo. This is important because Mars will be in Leo for a while. It does go retrograde back into Cancer though at some point, but not just yet. But Mars in Leo is a really positive, fiery energy. If you've got fire in your chart, if you've got early degrees of Aquarius, this could be difficult for you because Mars is opposing your early Aquarius placements. You may have been feeling this as some tension and stress in your life of certain things flaring up and problems and issues. Yeah, I've got Mars at my Mars is 2 degrees of Leo, so I've really been feeling that. There's just been one thing after another to deal with, and it's just the level of stress has been pretty off the charts lately. But that's because Mars has been opposing conjuncting my Mars, but opposing Pluto in the sky, and then I've also got transiting Pluto oppose my Mars. Oh my God, that's a lot of Mars and Pluto energy that I've got going on. But anyway, I digress. But this energy is good for fire signs, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It can amp you up, it can give you energy, it can get you feeling a bit, getting your mojo back. If you have been feeling tired, this is going to amp your energy up. Okay, so that is a good energy. And Mars in Leo is very creative. It can bring creative solutions to problems and things like that. Then we've got Venus into Capricorn on November 11th. Okay, so that's where Venus gets a bit more serious, a bit more kind of focused on her resources, her money. So, you know, there can be more of a focus. For earth signs, it's a good energy. So if you're a Taurus or Virgo or Capricorn, from November 11th, you could find, like, you know, gradually after that date, a bit more abundance coming in, or, you know, you're noticing that you've got more resources, or you don't feel as deprived in some way if you've been struggling with your resources or your money. So, yeah, but Venus, you know, is the goddess of love. So when she's in Capricorn, she's quite serious. She's focused on loyalty. She's focused on what she has in the bank, and what she, you know, how much she's got of what, and what her status is, and how people see her in the public, and do other people see her in a good, you know, way? And it's all focused on that with the status energy of Venus. So there's a bit of that happening. Then November 15th, 16th, Saturn goes direct. So this is good news if you're a Capricorn, if you've got Pisces in your chart, because Saturn is in Pisces, or if you've got a strong Saturn signature to your chart or strong Saturn aspects in your chart. Also for everybody, from November 16th, when Saturn goes direct, this is a better time to see momentum and movement in your life to do with big decisions like buying a house, moving, buying a car, changing jobs, changing careers, big life decisions, paperwork of importance, you know, that needs to get done, all that kind of stuff. And around that time there is a full moon in Taurus at 24 degrees of Taurus conjunct Uranus. Wow, what a full moon. So I think that's on the 16th of November. I've put it at the same time. Yeah, it must be the 16th. So let me just double check that as I talk about it. But full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus. Wow, we have an exalted moon conjunct Uranus in Taurus, which is in fall. Contradictory energies at play there, and there can be sudden developments. I think globally there's going to be some stuff going on that's pretty major, because Saturn going direct in the full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus could be some shocking events to do with things going on in the world, to do with people's finances, or to do with the food industry, or to do with the earth even. Like, there could be earthquakes around the time of Saturn direct and the full moon in Taurus, around November 15th, 16th, or around that date. That's quite possible. Let me just see, full moon in Taurus. I want to get the exact date. November 2024. Oh yeah, it's on the 16th, exactly what I said. Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure I had that right. So yeah, if you're a Taurus, this could be some unexpected, unpredictable energy, especially if you've got anything between 20 to 28 degrees of Taurus, which I happen to as well. That could be some unpredictable news, or something to do with family, or something to do with a situation that comes out of the blue, or is shocking, or a revelation, or something along those lines. Unexpected developments. November 19th, Pluto goes into Aquarius to the 0 degree, where it will stay. It does not go back into Capricorn now. So that karma is done. Yay. All the Capricorns will be so happy about that. So November 19th, Pluto is in Aquarius now until 2040 something, 2044, 43, 44, I can't remember now, but it's on my other channel. Easily to look, I could easily look it up, but I don't want to waste more time on the video. November 21st, the Sun enters Sagittarius, where things lighten up a little bit in some ways, but it also can bring intense focus to political debates and political opinions and things going on, bigger picture, with different countries and what's going on in the world. It's a very philosophical energy, but people do want to have more fun around that time when the Sun goes into Sag. Happy birthday if you're a Sag. And then November 25th, Mercury goes retrograde at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. So then we go into Mercury retrograde from November 25th, which usually lasts for a couple of weeks or so. So that is the month of November. I'm going to be back shortly with the cards for this month. Okay, so let's look at the first group, which is for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I'm going to do a couple of tarot cards for November and the Astro Dice, and also an angel card and another oracle. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So what are the energies coming in for this month of November? Okay, and the angel card. Fire signs, November. Oh, this one just jumped right out. Oh my goodness, it flew across the table. What else do we have? Oh, you've got two. Okay, that's fine. I'll give you guys two. And we'll look at the Astro Dice in a second. So, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oh my goodness, that's really nice for the fire signs. 2 of Cups and 9 of Cups. Wow. So, for the fire signs, this talks about happy connections. It can be relationship, as in, you know, soulmate with the 2 of Cups. It can, for some of you, it's definitely that kind of energy, like feeling very connected to your partner, feeling very connected to somebody in your life that you have a lot of love for. The 9 of Cups is the wish fulfillment and something with regards to relationships going your way. And for others, you know, this can be a celebration about something that, you know, there's some happy news in November that you're celebrating with another person about. That's also what I'm getting. I'm going to look at the Astro Dice now, actually, and add that in, see what else for the fire signs. South Node, 10th house, Scorpio. Wow, some of you fire signs are celebrating something here to do with the South Node, a karmic debt that you've repaid that involves authority figures, possibly some power struggles. This can be in the workplace for some of you, where maybe like a really dogmatic or dictator type person has left your workplace and you're celebrating that. But there is some kind of wish fulfillment either way for the fire signs. Some happy outcome, some karma repaid. For some of you, it looks really good. Oh, look at that. Karma repaid. Yeah, it's the angel of balance, which it shows the scales of justice. It's Libra energy, which is all about the energy of justice. So you'll feel like justice has been had in some way, or you've received justice for something this month. Wow, and you have joy. So you have a wish fulfillment card and you have joy. So that's very, very positive. Number 22. This is a very exciting energy. The hummingbird is also connected to a pure sense of happiness. So if you've had a rough month in October, maybe even very early November, it looks like things are going to change for the better for you. Transcending. So this is talking about you learning also to transcend above smaller issues, petty annoyances, complaining, things of that nature. You're learning to focus more on what is positive and having gratitude for what's good in your life, and that's going to bring you a lot of joy, fire signs. Wow, what a beautiful reading for the fire signs. This is a good month for fire signs. It's really strong. And you know, Mercury is in a fire sign, Mars is in a fire sign in Leo, so you know, that seems pretty positive. That could be helping you as well. All right, so moving on, let's go to the earth signs, my fellow Tauruses, Virgos and Capricorns. Most of you know I always say I'm a Taurus. But I've got an Aquarius moon and Scorpio rising, but I do, sometimes I go back and watch, what did I say for myself for Taurus for the previous month? And yeah, it's always interesting. Usually something accurate there, but anyway, side note, let's look at the earth signs for November. Earth signs, what have you got coming up? Gosh, are you serious? The devil again? No way. That came up last month, I think, for the earth signs. That's crazy. And the sun was on the bottom, so I'm going to take that because I was putting, a few cards fell out and I didn't want to take all of them, but this one just got my attention. And then when I was putting the other cards back in, this one got my attention. So the sun and the devil. Oof, that's an intense energy combination for earth signs. Earth signs, you've got someone that is tempting you again, which came up last month. Let's see. With the sun, you want to focus on what's making you happy and bringing you true happiness. The North Node, Capricorn. This is like Capricorn, Saturn, Capricorn. It's more Capricorn energy, the devil. So that's interesting. It's come out. The 8th house is like Scorpio, deep, intense energy, that magnetic pull. There's a similar message to, so far, what the earth signs had last month. If you have, check your rising as well for what, and your moon sign as well. So if you know it. But what I'm getting here is the devil can be this temptation energy coming through another person that may not be good for you. So watch your boundaries with Capricorn. 8th house is like, you know, it can be a darker energy. It can be someone who doesn't have the best intentions, who needs to, you know, sort their stuff out, so to speak. And I see you focusing, earth signs and myself included, on the sun, which is positivity. And, you know, it's like, you may have already been dealing with this energy for some time and you've come to learn that you're not denying the shadow or the darker things of life. You know they exist and you know they're there, but you want to focus on the light and the positivity, and you want to bring that light to the world. You don't want to waste your time in dark tunnels that lead to nowhere but more grief and more sadness and more trouble. And the sun is saying, you know, pick your vibrational frequency. Make sure you're picking the vibrational frequency that works for you, so with the North Node here you can move forward to your correct path. And sometimes, yeah, we got to deal with the devil, you know, but we at least recognize what it is for what it is, you know. And that can be people that are just trapped in negativity. That can be the devil energy. People that see negativity, cynicism, darkness everywhere, because that's an unowned part of themselves and they want to project that onto you, or they want to bring that into your life. No thank you. No thank you, Mr. Devil. You can go back where you came from. These energies can pull you off path, and these energies can waste your time, and these energies can, you know, bring all sorts of chaos into your life. So, you know, it's not saying not to be loving and kind with difficult people, but it is really saying know your boundaries this month and keep your boundaries tight, basically, and know what's what, know what you're dealing with other people. So trust your intuition, trust your instinct. If you feel that a certain person makes you feel more anxious than happy, well, you'll listen to that. If you feel that after you've hung out with someone, even though you want to like them or you do like them, you feel drained because they just focus on negative things or they talk about the same negative things all the time, listen to your intuition, because the intuition is there to protect. What else do the cards have to say for the earth signs? This can be don't obsess about somebody that you're over idealizing as well, for some of you. Wow, magic, moonlight enchantment, 25. This is saying you are the magical soul. Your soul is magical. You have magic within you. You have beauty and the ability to do so much with your energy and bring so much magic to the world and people around you. And, you know, sometimes that light that you have draws the darkness, so you have to be careful and make sure you're protecting yourself, beautiful earth signs. Yep. What else? Flow, meandering pathway, 24. Interesting, we have 24 and 25 consecutive numbers. So what I get with that is trust your path. That all said what I said, you know, if you're trusting your intuition, that's all you need to do. You don't need to get stuck in fear. And go with the flow, because what I'm getting here, it's interesting, it has magic and then it has this like wizard type figure. It's like your life is going to be filled with magic. You don't need to bring negative people with you that, you know, felt like a comfort zone or whatever it was previously. You are on a magical path that you're in a flow at the moment in the month of November. And you don't want to disrupt that flow with negative energy. This Capricorn and 8th house energy is very dark. It's heavy, you know, it's like a burden. So you know, earth signs already feel so burdened with so much that they have to deal with on the practical level and so many levels. People don't realize how much earth signs get burdened with other people's stuff. It is a constant thing. I experience it a lot, and I know many earth signs are always there to in practical ways to help others, or the listening ear, you know, that everybody wants to share their problems with. It gets very draining, and as earth signs we need boundaries with that. You know, it's like we're getting to the point where with the energies and the way things are turning, you know, you have to be blunt with people sometimes, or you have to distance yourself sometimes and be like, I can't listen to everybody vent constantly. Angel of Remembrance. Let's see what else you've got. Angel of Past Life. Yeah, so some of this stuff is past life issues that you've been working on healing. These darker energies, dealing with people with dark issues, people with mental health issues, mental health struggles. And again, I'm not lacking compassion. I understand, you know, this is difficult for those people, but it doesn't mean that you have to subject yourself to constant draining things. You are working on resolving certain key things from your past life. 24 comes up again. That's crazy. That's the second time. So for someone watching, the number 24 is very significant here. It could be someone's birth date. It could be a number, you know, 2 and 4 is 6. 6 is a number of love. It could be you're dealing with someone that you love that has been very difficult, whether it's a family member or someone else. Strange that this card came out. Oh my god, I didn't even see this. I'm talking away about the 2 and 4 is 6, and then we have 6. Wow, that's kind of just blown my mind. Yeah, see, I said someone that you felt comfort with. Look, there may be something that you were meant to help or are meant to help someone with, but it doesn't mean that you don't have boundaries. It doesn't mean that you aren't valuing your independence, your sovereignty as a soul, and protecting yourself. Your angels are working on comforting you at this time because they know that you've been through a lot. Angel of Remembrance, number 28. This is about your ancestors in the spirit realm, very much protecting and watching over you, but they are giving you hints through your intuition. So they're whispering, you know, messages, signs, and things like that to you to keep you on the right path. You know, our guides do work with us, and our angels do work with us to keep us on the right path so that we don't get, you know, stuck on negative paths or paths that are not just negative, but paths that are not meant to be paths that we're on, you know. So our angels are working with us constantly with that. And you do have some people in spirit that are giving you signs. So you may have loved ones that are past, and this month you're getting signs, like a lot of signs from them. So I'm getting also specifically birds, but it might be other things like feathers as well, or coins. Pay attention to that. That was a long reading for those signs. I didn't mean for it to go that long. Let's move on to the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What have you guys got going on this month of November? Show me what it is for the air signs. The Seven of Swords. The Star. This always comes up. I swear this came... Oh my gosh, this came up last month for the air signs. The Aquarius card. It's crazy. Alright, I probably have to put something over there because, you know, YouTube can be funny with these things. The Seven of Swords. Okay, so air signs. Combination of restless energy and maybe too much thoughts about the future, or too many worries about the future, or, you know, internal stuff going on that you're trying sort of keeping to yourself, but you are thinking about, worrying about. Let's see what the Astrology has for the air signs for November. Sagittarius, third house, and the North Node. Okay, that's quite nice. What that's saying to you is trust in the flow of things happening, air signs. Trust in your intuition with third house and Gemini. You might be questioning your intuition or getting confused with these are contradictory energies. Gemini, the third house, which is the Gemini house, and the Sagittarius energy, they're contradictory. When they come together, they can mean that you are focusing on the wrong thing. You're either thinking that you're listening to your intuition, but it's your mind, or you're in your head and you're not listening to your intuition. It's one of those. There's something a bit askew here. So the answer to that is go with your heart, go with the flow, and trust, you know, trust in your day-to-day, like the steps that you're taking. And don't try to make a huge decision right now. You are moving forward anyway, but you need to move forward with faith on things, not overly sort of getting stuck in your mind and analysing everything to death and trying to work out this puzzle. Or trying to work out all the problems to, you know, all the solutions to all the problems, okay? It's about just trusting that there's a higher path that will emerge as you just step forward. That's the North Node. That's what the North Node signifies. So I feel like that's powerful. With the Seven of Swords, be careful of anyone around you that might be deceptive, or, you know, you might be getting an intuition that someone is not being truly honest with you about how they feel, or you're not being honest with how you feel in a situation. And it's related to communication here. And it's related to the future, what you want in the future. So that's not for everybody, but that's for some. Angel of Solitude. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm still not well. I'm just going to drink some water. I feel fine, but that cold that I had, you know, it's, well, I'm still not 100%, but I feel good to do the reading, so that's the most important thing. So taking time out for what it is that you really want. 2 and 9 is 11, which is self-mastery, and, you know, you might be seeing like 11 a lot, things like that. That's a sign from your guides that you are on track with what you're thinking in that moment, what your intuition is prompting to you to. I'm hearing the word transformation. That just jumped out. Look at this. Air spirit just happens to say that. Wow. And number 1, which is about your path forward, knowledge. So in solitude, you will gain the wisdom and knowledge and the true guidance that you're seeking. Sorry, I've got a cough again. Excuse me. All right, air signs. So you need to take some time out to process some deeper emotions, maybe that you know, for air signs, they do stay in their head a lot. I've got an Aquarius moon, so I relate. But I've got other placements that allow me to sort of connect more with the heart center. So, you know, you may too, and hopefully you do, because it is important for air signs to, most women, you know, it's more of a men thing. No offense to the guys, but women can connect with their heart center more easily, but for men it's more difficult, especially air sign men. You know, it's a lesson. It's something they have to learn. So anyway, air spirit knowledge is saying time out will bring you the guidance that you're seeking. With the North Node and the 1, it's going to allow you to move forward. Okay, so that's really good news. You'll get there, air sign men and some air sign women. But the thing is, it's, look, not to sound judgmental, I don't mean to be. It's just some of you, it's not the case, and you need to watch for like your rising sign or your moon sign, because that may not, everything that I said may not relate to you, but some things may have. Like I always say, these are general readings. These are not tailored specifically to your chart. If you want a personal reading, book a reading with me and I look at your own chart and look at everything, you know, your whole chart and transits and progressions, what's happening in your life. Anyway, moving on. What are we up to? Water signs. That's the one group left. All right, water signs. What have we got for November for you guys? Water signs. November. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer for November. Oh, we have some jumping cards. I'm going to just take the two that flipped over facing out. We have the Fool and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's a new beginning in love here that I'm seeing for the water signs. And it can also be, with the Ace of Cups and the Fool, a new beginning that is a pull by your emotional self, your emotional side. So your intuition as well, which is the Cups, is water, intuition, gut feeling. So something's pulling you forward this month, water signs. It's some kind of change with the Fool. It's like a change that you need to make. Let's look at a bit more information for the water signs as to what this change, which is, you know, coming from your spirit with the Ace of Cups, is pulling you towards. New job, definitely. For some of you, look, not for everybody, but with Capricorn and 10th house and Mercury, it's news, or it's pursuing an idea for a new job coming in. That's very strong. For some of you, it's something to do with your personal goals, your aspirations, ambition, what you're working towards in your life in general. That's a really strong energy. So what it's telling me is you are listening, what you are listening to in your intuition for November is correct, because it's guiding you to this new path. And there is a risk involved. You might have to change something, you know. You have Angel of Gratitude, focus on what is positive in your life, and you have the Angel of Unity. So I feel like this Angel of Unity is something that's coming in your future, because it's making me feel like this is something that you're wanting that you just don't feel like you have right now. This could be unity with regards to the people that you work with, the career that you want. This could be unity with family, or it could be both. But it's an important energy here. And it's like a spiritual calling. It's 4 and 3. Which is 7, which is a spiritual path. 3 and 1 is 4, Angel of Gratitude. 4 is about security, stability, money, how you feel secure in that way. So it's saying to attract more, focus on, remember to focus on what you do have going for you, because that's going to help to get in a flow of positive energy rather than focusing like what you don't have. What you don't have, like if you focus on that, you know, for some people it can make them feel more ambitious, but usually it tends to work in a negative way. You have Acceptance, 4 and 1, Starry Night. That's a beautiful card. Okay, so there's something in your life that you need to accept a truth about for water signs. And see all that blue, it's like there's a melancholy with that. There's a sadness with that. So it might be something that you don't want to move on from, that you don't really, you know, that you struggle to move on from, but you know in your heart you have to. It's a feeling of like, I know what I have to do, and it hurts me to do it. It hurts me to change or move on from this relationship. It hurts me that I have to go to the trouble of, you know, changing jobs when I've just changed jobs. I don't want to change again, and this is very, you know, there's a sense of feeling defeated. It's not a failure if you have to make a change. It's just life. You know, life is about change and growth and evolution. So this energy is like, I'm being called spiritually to evolve to something new. That's very much, it's a very deep energy with that blue. It's like knowing it's true, but wishing it wasn't. It can be that. So as I always say, check for your rising and your moon sign if that did not resonate. But if you felt the reading resonated, feel free to leave a comment. Leave a like, because I like to see, you know, how many people are watching and enjoying the video. And like I said, if you like to book a reading or join me on Patreon, all the links are below. Thanks for watching. I wish everyone a great month. The energies are a bit intense, but hang in there, guys. Bye.